Alright, and looks like they've started. And I guess one of the first things to note is the fact that they are both in the Japanese version of the game. And if you're unaware, that's because there are a few glitches that you can do that allow you to go a little bit faster. Like, there are a couple things that you can skip text with, plus text just goes by faster in the Japanese game in the first place. So, considering we don't exactly need to know what the text says, it's a good thing that we're able to just go ahead and use this version to save a bit of time. And now we have the first ghost. The first few minutes should be very easy for them to get through. Not too many mistakes that are even possible to make here, except for getting hit by the ghost or something, but that didn't lose too much time in the first place. So as you can see, it's pretty much neck and neck in the first place. And they go into the second room, basically on the same frame. And you'll see them open up the first-person camera. And that's just so they can skip the animation of Luigi getting scared when the ghost appears. So as you can see on Jovin's side right there, he got scared when the two ghosts appeared. But if you're in the Game Boy Horror, which is that camera that you just saw him like throw into, Luigi isn't able to do the animation, which saves, well, it doesn't save any time particularly, but you're able to still move around so you can set up to get the ghost basically on the first frame possible. And you can also see the two of them pushing around the big green ghosts in here, because for some reason when you bump into them they don't deal any damage to you, so we're able to push them next to the orange ghost so we can get them both at the same time. And with this, we're moving on to the first portrait ghost. And portrait ghosts, if you're unaware, are the ghosts that have 100 HP each, and there's a certain method of catching them that is usually more unorthodox than the rest of the ghosts that you would see around the mansion. So the first one, Neville, for example, you'll see that they have to look away from him, and then he'll reveal his heart, and then they're immediately able to suck it up by just standing right next to him with the vacuum already on. And getting into the corner is an easy way to just drain the health quickly without having to move around, so you see that. And with that, the first of the, I believe it's 18 portrait ghosts that are necessary to get to beat the game. There are 23 total, but we're able to skip 5 of them, so yeah, that would be 18. And Lydia here, you just have to open up the curtain, which you just saw Jovin do, and sticking with the corner strategy there, and moving right to where the chest spawns at the end of that. And so now we're about to head into the first boss area with Chauncey the baby. This is a bit different from the other portrait ghosts as well, because you'll have to go into its own separate arena for a more, I guess, a more interesting battle to say. So first you have to rock that horse, and then throw the ball at his face, and then that will be what you have to do in the main arena afterward. So as you can see now, he gets mad, and he's going to apparently send you into the crib. So now, this is what we have to deal with. Giant flying rocking horses! What face? And in about a minute or so, I suppose, you'll see, actually a little less than a minute, but you'll see the runners intentionally get hit by one of the rocking horses, so they're able to have invincibility frames to be able to catch one of the the balls immediately, but you would usually just get hit by it, so we intentionally take damage on that. They both get the first ball, and we intentionally keep him above 50 HP because if you get him under 50, then he will go another cycle with the rocking horses, which would lose a little bit of time, and it's impossible to get him in one cycle, as far as we know so far at least. So there, Jovin took that intentional hit, and he's going to knock on the railing there to extend the invincibility frames, and there we go. Area 1 is complete for both of them now. Now this is where, obviously, there's a big difference between no out of bounds and an out of bounds run, where they would do a glitch to get behind that chest, but obviously we're not doing that in this because not only is the trick extremely difficult, for me at least, and most other people, it's really just not as fun, and it would cut a lot of the time out of it, which is good for some people, but I'd say this game has a very optimal amount of time to play through it. It's basically an hour, or a little less or a little more depending on your skill level. So now we just have to go through this cutscene where EGAD is going to turn all the ghosts we caught into portraits, which is obviously where the name Portrait Ghost comes from. Well, it's getting lonely in here, I don't know, I thought somebody else would sign up by now. I planned on memeing it up like they said in the notes, but nobody's here to be with me, I'm scared. Well, anyway, we're going into Area 2 now, where the run gets a bit more interesting, that's for sure. Now you'll see them looking up at the ceiling with their light, and that's just to prevent any ghosts from spawning from the ceiling, because if you've played the game before, you're definitely aware of the purple ghosts that will come down from the ceiling and scare Luigi, which will lose time. And you can also see them purposely getting grabbed by the ghost and then shaking it off, so that way they're easily able to get them in position to catch them both at the same time. And now we head into the ballroom, where we'll see the first instance of the Shy Guy ghost, which they really did not use that much in the game, which is kind of surprising. They really only used it here and on the roof for the most part. A little bit in the Astral Hall, but other than like those 3 instances, they don't really appear anywhere. Ooh, and Jovin missed that second double, because you have to suck off their masks, and then you can catch them both. Ooh, and he missed the second double, or the third double as well. He got hit by one of them after he sucked off the mask, but then the ghost had to disappear. But Michael, I wasn't actually looking, but it looks like he got all 3. Jovin looking at the picture there, very beautiful picture there. I can only assume by the person that's making the portraits of the ghosts in the first place. It doesn't look like either of them got the good RNG for this, because the 2 ghosts there can show their heart either at an earlier time or a later time, which can save or lose about 15 seconds. And they both got the bad luck on that. But with that, Michael is taking a bit of a lead there. And now, if you watch Michael's screen, you can see him kind of sucking into the corner there. What he's doing is ripping off a poster that's behind that wall, so that way he doesn't have to waste any time doing that when he actually is able to get into that area. So yeah, as you can see now, the wall is moving back after Michael pressed the button there. And now you can see that there's another button on the wall right there, which usually has a poster, but since they were both able to get the poster from behind the wall, they can just walk right up to it and press it like that. And now the biggest mistake Luigi made in the game, releasing the boos. And they're all gonna go into different rooms of the house, or mansion, I don't know. And you have to get at least 40 out of the 50 before you're able to get into the final room of the mansion. So, we have to take a bit of a detour. But first, Egad's gonna want to talk to us, because why wouldn't he? So we just mesh through the text here, and he tells us about the ghosts and how to find them. And now we have to go on a hunt to get 5, which would unlock the next room. So we're just gonna go through the rooms that we've already been in, and we'll potentially see the first instance of a tech skip, but Michael opts not to do it. Let's see if Jovin's going to. He's setting up for it. Basically, if you suck something up after sucking up the boo, it'll overwrite the text, like that. So you saw how Michael had to go through some text there, but Jovin did not. So with that, Jovin takes a very slight lead. So you can see, if we're able to do a text skip, it's a good idea to at least attempt it. But in that room, the likelihood of it happening is not too high, so it might have been a good call for Michael not to go for it there. Because the boo could be in the table, which would prevent you from revealing the boo and getting the text skip at the same time. So now we're just going to head back into a couple more of the rooms we've already been in. And then we can just go ahead and get into the next room that unlocks after you get 5 boos. Ooh, looks like Michael got a little bit better luck there. And no, wow, that might have been the exact same frame, honestly. Very close. Wow. And just like that, Jovin gets a little bit ahead again. And so now you guys gonna tell us, hey, you've been working hard, you should go and take a breather, go and splash some water on your face or something, which in turn unlocks the washroom, because that's how keys work, apparently. So, of course, we're just not even going to interact with Toad at all, and just steal the key from the toilet, because what doesn't make sense there? It's just normal things going on here. And so now we're gonna head into the mirror room. Ooh, Jovin getting a gold mouse. Too bad this isn't a 100% run, because then that might matter. So in the mirror room, the gimmick is that you're able to see the ghosts in the mirror on the back wall, but not in the main room, so you have to use that mirror to be able to see them. But since we already know where they spawn, that's not a problem. And now we're gonna see a skip, or hopefully see a skip, that allows us to get a tech skip. And alright, so in that chest there is the firearm medallion, which oh no, Jovin missed the boo there. But let's watch Michael here. If he gets the boo and lands on the metal, he's able to save the game and then quit back to the main menu to skip the text that Jovin has to go through right now, with Egad explaining the medallion, which allows you to skip the puzzle that Jovin has to do in there right now as well. He's having a bit of trouble with the candles in there. So now, as you can see, they're both... Actually, Jovin still looks like he's a little bit ahead, but he's going to have to get that boo that he missed. So that's what's going to cost him a little bit of time. So Michael is basically ahead right now in the long run. So now they are going to spray fire onto a candle, which sends the butler ghost Shivers to the butler's room, but we don't have time to wait around for him to walk all the way there, so they're going to clear out the laundry room first, because we're going to need to get a boo in there later on. But we don't have time to get the boo before Shiver shows up, so we'll just have to settle with getting Mario's hat instead, which, if done at basically a frame-perfect time, you're able to skip the cutscene showing the chest appear. Let's see if Jovin can get it. No, he was a little bit too far away. Did Michael get it? Kind of. And now you saw Jovin there activate a mouse hole, which, if you don't know, there's actually a hidden room behind that, which we go through so we can easily get another boo. And this is where I was talking about the Japanese-only text gift here. So if Luigi sucks in the ghost, but then goes into the mouse hole at the same time that he's sucking up the boo, it completely skips the text that you get and would have you sit through. Which, if you've played the game before, can get really annoying really fast. And Jovin getting all 4 of the ghosts at once there. As well as... Did Michael get all 3 of them at once? Or 4 at once? I didn't see. But now we're going to do the text skip again. Jovin almost missed it, actually. He was a little close. Oh, so was Michael. So now is the time where we get the boo in this room. And it is possible to get text skip in here, but it is very difficult. And, ooh, Michael actually got it. Wow. Impressive. And so now, Michael takes even more of a lead, even without taking the boo from the mirror room in consideration. So now we have Melody's room with all the instruments, which you have to turn on, because that's how you play instruments, you turn them on. And now we have to guess what song Melody is going to play on the piano. Now you would think this might be a problem, since we can't read the text, but we already know what option is which, so... Since it was... Ooh, they both have water, so... Maybe that was the water theme from the original Mario Bros. So that's the first option that you can have, which is slightly faster, because you don't have to scroll down to the third option, which is what you would have to do if it was the Mario Bros. 3 theme. And with that, we're going to see the first instance of us being able to skip one of the portrait ghosts, which is one of the more fun ghosts, but definitely one of the ones that takes the most time to suck up if you're going to have to do that. So it's definitely a good thing that we're able to skip him. So yeah, we're just able to walk right behind him and straight into the kitchen, which only has 1 ghost in the Japanese and US version, which will reveal the second Medal of the Water medallion, which allows us to spray water, possibly one of the most important ones, not particularly in any percent, but definitely in 100% where you have to collect water. But as you can see, they have to spray water on that door, which allows them to pass through the door without burning to death. And so now we have Spooky the dog, who jumps at you 3 times And you'll see Michael intentionally get caught by the dog on the third one, so he'll pathfind back to the doghouse. But he doesn't have time to, so he goes straight for the bone. And like that, they're done with that room, and we are heading into the second main boss battle of the game. But first we have to get a couple skeletons. Shame it isn't Sans. It's okay, we'll see him in Smash, won't we? And so here we can see the second boss, Bogmire, who, just like the first main boss, will send us into his own arena and has a very intricate gimmick to suck him up. So what you have to do is suck up the shadow and shoot it at the actual Bogmire himself. And it is possible to get a one cycle here. It's pretty tough, but as you can see, Michael was able to get it. And so now we get the second main area key, which will send us into Area 3. But unfortunately, Jovin wasn't actually able to get the... he went into the camera during the animation there. That was pretty funny. I haven't seen that before. So yeah, he's a little bit more behind now, but hopefully he'll be able to catch back up. So now we have to go through the exact same animation of going back into the Ghost Portrificationizer room, if you didn't know that's what it was called. So we can now see all the ghosts we collected, and we also save a little bit of time here by skipping Mr. Lugs, the portrait ghost that was in the dining room, because we would also have to see his picture go through this. So luckily, that saves even more time than you would initially think. And with that, we're going to head into Area 3, which leads us into the courtyard. The first and pretty much only outside section of the game, other than the one we were just in. And if you want to consider the balcony outside as well. So we get through this weird gate thing that's on the door, and we have access to the courtyard, where we will learn the terrible fate of what happened to Mario. Because if you didn't know, I'll just let you see for yourself if you haven't before. He was caught in Bob-omb Battlefield. Luigi tried to warn him about that, and that's why he wasn't in Mario 64. That's definitely what the lore was there, if you didn't know. Definitely not making that up on the spot or anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Now, an interesting thing about the painting is that if you were to be using an emulator, which is, if you don't know, when you were to play a game on a computer, it would just look like Mario's normal character. Like, it wouldn't have the effect over it that makes it look like a painting. It would just look like his normal model. I couldn't think of the word for a second. And you saw them pick up a piece of paper from the mailbox in there. That's one of Mario's items that he dropped, which we have to get all 5 of to progress through the game. And we're going to see this is the second ghost you're able to skip. I forgot to say that. I'm looking at Jovin's screen, that's all. And we got a key from that. And we're able to shoot water through the ceiling to get onto this door that's up here to get rid of the fire that was on it. And once you're done with that room, like Michael is, you get the third and final medallion, which is the ice medal. Now this boot can be a little weird because you could get caught on the tablecloths, and he can quickly get away from you very easily, because you can also get like caught on other stuff and not able to catch back up to him if he gets away from you. So now we're just gonna go through a couple rooms to pick up some keys, and the first instance of us using ice right there. Excuse me. So there goes Miss Petunia, and she gives us a key to the billiards room. I believe it is. Yeah, because this ghost here, Nana, she is the one that gives us a key to the twins room, which we'll have to go to. Now, the only reason we have to get these keys to these rooms in the first place is because they have two of the other Mario items that we have to collect. But if we didn't have to collect those items, we could completely skip these two rooms and the rooms that they gave us the keys to. Ooh, and Jovin missed one of the yarn ball throws, so he's gonna have to redo the room. To be fair, it is a really tough thing to get used to, especially when you're going as fast as I normally do. So you see Michael grab some fire and head into the Astral Hall, which is pretty much the only other use of the Shy Guys, where he has to light those candles, which then turn purple because reasons, and you're locked in. Easy enough room, but it can be confusing if you don't know what to do. And with Jovin not too far behind, he is grabbing the fire as well, and we'll meet we'll meet Michael in the Astral Hall. And you can see Michael bring the two Shy Guys there together, so he's able to get them both at the same time. It is possible to get all three of the ghosts from that cycle in the same time, but that's extremely difficult to do. I personally just get them all individually, but I'm obviously not too far, too heavily skilled in the game, so I'm not very far into the strats that they are able to do. So now, one of the probably more infuriating rooms, where you have to grab a shooting star and shoot it at the moon. Which looks like Michael might have gotten first try there? Yep, sure did. Now that's a very tough thing to do. And it's extremely difficult to even know what to do if it's a first time playing. So let's see if Jovin's going to be able to do the same. But meanwhile, Michael can just walk across whatever you want to consider this path in order to get a star. And with that, we're going to head down to the two rooms that we had on. And Jovin getting a perfect shot on the moon there. And now we're going to see the third portrait ghost that we're going to be able to skip. We can just walk straight through that room into the actual room that we need to get to. So you'll see Michael walks into the billiards room and completely ignores the ghost that's in there and heads into the projector room, where you need to turn on the projector, and the gimmick in here is similar to the mirror room, where you're only able to see their shadows on the projector. But, as I said with the mirror room, we know where they spawn, so we don't really need to do that. And once he clears them out of here, he will get the next of Mario's items. Is he going to be able to get all three of them at once here? He is. That's one of the trickier things to do there, especially with minimal setup. And let's see if he's going to be able to get the Boo and the item at the same time. The Boo almost got away, but he is able to get both of them at once. Also, I'm sorry if you're able to hear any Discord notifications going off for me. I'm not sure if it's getting picked up through my mic at all. Just pretend it's yours. So now we're heading into the other room that we had on, which is the twins room, but we're going to take a little bit of a detour and some boos from the rooms that we didn't get earlier on. Michael getting some bad luck with the Boo swapping over to one of the other pieces of furniture. But he is able to get there easy enough. And with Jovin not too far behind, we enter another one of the more confusing rooms where you have to spin around whatever that you want to consider that on the ceiling. And that spawns the twins, where they ask you to play a game of hide and seek, which is something that a lot of people didn't know, which is surprising that Nintendo didn't make it more obvious. Is that if the boxes shake when you use your vacuum on them, that means that they are inside that box. Which, if you don't know that, then you basically just have to blindly open both boxes hoping that they're in there, which can take a long time to get correct. Michael gets the first of the twins, and there goes the second twin. Oh, Jovin spawning the Speedy Spirit on the bunk bed there. Oh, and he's gonna get him as well. Give the twins some money on the top bunk there. Although I think that sleeping on the top bunk is enough already. Ooh, and Jovin got hit by the bomb that was dropped there. That's not good. And Michael was able to get the Boo that was in there as well. And Jovin's able to finish off both of the twins. And with that, we now have all 5 of Mario's items. And now, if you notice, the Boo's in the hallway here, but we're still able to suck them up at the normal speed that we normally do. That's because the hallway's lit up, so it doesn't really change the properties of the Boo. And so now we're going to see probably the first and easiest tech skip that people learn. And then you're able to immediately teleport back to the main room. And now we are going to sit here for about a minute and a half and watch Michael and Jovin button mash. So we're going to have that. It's a shame you're not able to hear their mics, because if you were, then you would be able to probably hear the clicking of the controllers through it. And then I would have to be silent for that, because that's just too entertaining to listen to them suffer. I mean, listen to them and how fast they're able to press the buttons. Yeah, that's what I meant, for sure. So, the fortune teller is going to obviously tell Luigi what's going on in the mansion, which clears up any confusion that people might have had of the plot. Basically, King Boo captured Mario, and Bowser is somewhere in the mansion. I almost said castle. Which, if that doesn't make things obvious enough, that means Bowser is the final boss of the game, if you didn't already know that. And once all this is said and done, she is willing to let Luigi suck her up in and let her be put back into her portrait. Which is kind of weird considering she still has the animation there looking like she's trying to get away. Which doesn't make too much sense to me, but whatever. And now, this is probably going to be the time that Jovin has to get the Boo that he missed in the mirror room. Which will obviously lose him a little bit more time again. But Michael's able to just head right up to the 3rd floor for the first time. Yeah, so as you can see on Jovin's side, there's still another Boo in the room. And he's able to finish off the one that he missed earlier. Not losing very much time. Oh, wait, never mind. That was the first Boo in there, I suppose. Yeah, okay. I thought that was the second Boo he got in there. Never mind, he is losing a bit more time than I thought he was. So now you can see Michael's in the safari room. And once he's finished up in here, he will head to the 3rd boss battle, which really doesn't technically send him to any special arena. You really do just stay on the balcony. And you can hear that glorious sound of a heart being caught underneath something, infinitely just bouncing on like every frame. Ooh, and Michael missed the Boo just by a little bit, but he should be able to get him to head right back into the... Let's just hope it doesn't go left in the hallway instead of right. I don't think it's able to. Yep, doesn't seem like it is. And with that, Michael's going to head into the 3rd boss with Jovin just one room behind. It could definitely be a closer match, but it could definitely be a lot more spread out as well. So now you see the Boos doing whatever it is they were doing up here, and now they're going to scare the life out of Luigi. And so as you can see, we now have to fight a giant Boo. And this is a very interesting boss battle to see in speedrunning, because you can see him just kind of going away from all of them. But the strategy he has here is to do that, which, as you can see, got a lot of the Boos at once. It is possible to get all of the Boos in one cycle before they rejoin, which Michael just barely was able to do there. Which the cycles can save a lot of time, or lose a lot of time if you're not able to get it in just one. And with that, Michael got the key to the 4th area of the game, which is technically the final one, but we do get one more key, which is for the final room, but... So let's see how Jovin's going to do with this fight. The ice ghost, I guess, was a little bit far away, but he's able to get it. And hopefully he can shoot ice and get a lot of them at once. And now it's just that one. And there we go. He's probably saved a bit of time there as well. And with that, they're both going to head into Area 4. Definitely the most tedious of the 4 areas because you have to repeatedly go up to the 3rd floor and down to the basement, up to the 3rd floor, down to the basement, etc., etc. Let's see how much money Michael's gotten so far. Somewhere around 3 million. Which, if you know what the requirement is for 100% or the A rank mansion, that is 100 million. So clearly, money is not a priority in No Out of Bounds. So you can see Michael just casually walking right back up to the 3rd floor. And one of the most interesting parts of the run, or it's just the game in general, actually, I'll just let you experience it firsthand if you haven't played through the game before. So we're heading to the 3rd key door here. The main area key door, at least. And what's this? What's going on? Lightning? It appears that the power has gone out. Strange. And so now you can see that they purposely entered sidestep mode here, so they can more easily control what direction the flashlight is facing, without having to constantly move the C-stick around. So, ghosts are now spawning in every single room of the mansion again, and you're not able to light them back up. You just clear the ghosts out of them. So now we have to head into the wardrobe room to get the next ghost, which is Uncle Gremley, the most RNG heavy of everything, because he shows his heart at a random time, but Michael is able to get it very quickly. And the amount of time that he can show his heart in is either as soon as you walk into the door, it's already showing, or it could be up to basically 40 seconds. That's, I believe, the longest anybody's gotten, or at least anybody has recorded getting, is 41 seconds or something like that. So now Michael's just heading down to the basement, where we head into the breaker room and turn the breaker right back on, which restores all the progress we had made in the mansion beforehand. And now we continue with our lives. As you can see, Jovin's taking a lot longer to have Gremley show his heart, but he still gets it somewhat quickly. Ooh, and Michael's opting to go for this. It's a very tricky one to get in one cycle, but Michael was able to get it. That's a very big time save, I believe. I mean, not very big, but it is a time save if you're able to get that in one cycle, that's for sure. Because now that means he's able to skip any boo of his choice now. Because, as I said earlier on, you need 40 out of the 50 boos in total to get into the final room. And Michael is about to get the 38th. Let's see if Jovin is going to go for the one in the breaker room as well. I bet he... Well, no, he is going to go for it. Maybe that's something that everybody does now, or maybe that's just a high-level thing that I'm just too low-level to understand how to do. Let's see if Jovin's able to get it. Very close. But he is able to get it. Wow. That's not something you're able to see too often. It might look easy, but believe me, if you've ever tried to do something like that, it is a lot more difficult than it might look. So yeah, now Michael just has to walk all the basement to the 3rd floor to go through like 2 rooms. And then he's going to head back down to the basement to clear like 2 rooms, and then he's going to head back to the 3rd floor to clear 1 more room. And then we head to the final room. So it's basically just a lot of back and forth. Which, if you're playing for the first time, it can add a lot of suspense, but it's more just kind of tedious and annoying if you're just playing again and again and again. Especially when you have to deal with these guys, the Clockwork Soldiers. There are 3 of them, and all of them still have 100 HP. And they all come at you at once. But it looks like Michael got the first one easily enough. Going to get 2 of them at the same time, maybe? He got the second one. Is he able to keep the 3rd one on? Looks like he was. Wow. And with that, he heads up to the roof. I was about to say the ceiling. Nope, this is the roof. And this is the final time we see Shy Guys, I believe. And there they all go. And so now there's a chest up on the ceiling, which... I keep saying the ceiling, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's basically another chimney, I suppose. But that gives us access to the armory, where we are headed next, and then that will give us more access into the basement from there. Jovin also going for 2 at once here. Oh, and he lost him. That's going to lose a bit more time from him. But that is insanely difficult to do, so you gotta give him respect for attempting it. Oh, and he's going for it again, but obviously this time they have less health, so it's a lot easier. So now you can see Michael is in the armory here to clear out of ghosts, and then he'll get the key to unlock another room in the basement. And as you can see, he's going for like 4 ghosts at once right there. And he's able to get it. It's something a bit more consistent, but still very difficult to do. And so Jovin is about to get the key that's on, I guess it's a chimney, that's what I'm going to go with. Oh, right, and of course, Michael has to get a boot while he's in here as well. Which will leave him with just 1 left that he has to get. And with that, he is heading down to the basement again. But since it's just tedious to walk all the way back down there from the 3rd floor, we're just going to save and exit the game so we can just start right back from the main room. So now Jovin's going to also go ahead and get through the armory, while Michael will show us what the next room has to hold for us. Actually has another very interesting puzzle that we would have to go through, but we're just going to finish the puzzle nice and quick and just completely ignore the ghosts for the most part. To freeze up whatever that stuff is. Turn the valve there. And that will get away this flowing water here, which reveals that there's a chest behind it. One of the few rooms we don't actually have to light up before getting the key in. You don't even have to light it up at all, for the most part. I mean, you want to make your life easier to get booze, you might want to do that, but I believe Michael's going to skip the boo that's in this room because it can be a little tedious to get. So now we see every early runner's nightmare here. Very difficult to one cycle, but Michael gets it as if it's no problem at all. Oh, no, is he going for the boo? Oh, okay. I guess he is going for this boo. All right, that's fair. It does have less health than the other one that we bet he could go for, so it would save time if he doesn't let it get away, which he doesn't. So there we go. And now Michael's going to head into the room to get the final area key, which will reveal the final room of the game. And we can finally try to rescue Mario. Michael's gonna grab some fire to make his life easier in the next room, which you'll see once he gets there in like a minute. And let's see how Jovin fares in this room, because it can definitely be difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but I think it's safe to say that these guys know what they're doing. So he should be able to get it in one cycle. And he is. Very impressive. Alright, and here Michael is in the artist studio, I believe is the name of it. So we see the person behind all the miniature ghosts that are in the mansion. And he's going to send out waves of 3 of them at once for us to deal with. Which, using the fire, can make it easier for the ones that come from the ceiling at the very end, because they technically don't have any health. It's just one hit and that's it. So that makes it easier for him. As you can see, Michael's able to get all 3 of them at once. It's usually easy to do this, but if you lose it, it can go real bad, real fast. And here comes Jovin heading up to the room as well. Hopefully he'll be able to save a little bit of time here, but it doesn't look like Michael's leaving much room. So you can see him use the fire there and just immediately get rid of it. And with that, he can suck up this ghost here and reveal the final key of the game. And with that, we have all 40 boos, we have the key to the final room. Now, we can just head down there and finally save our brother. which, unsurprisingly, is once again revealed to be the main plot of the third game in the series, which is coming out basically 3 months from now. Yeah, 3 months from a couple days from now, yeah. Insane to think about that it was just revealed. Ooh! Jovin got grabbed. That's, yeah, it's gonna cause a little bit of trouble there, but he's able to save it pretty quickly. But yeah, the third game in the series was just revealed and announced. Ooh, he's getting hit again, wow. Alright, now if I'm actually able to say what I'm trying to say. Jovin. The game was first announced in September of last year, which is pretty surprising since it's coming out October of this year, so it's only known to exist for a little more than a year. Also, nice try, Michael. I saw you try to get the sapphire there. It's not gonna work. And so now, Bowser is going to suck Luigi into a painting as well, but luckily, we actually have a means of getting out of it. And that means is going to be defeating the final boss, Bowser, who is basically King Boo. Yep, it's King Boo in a Bowser outfit. And down goes Jovin as well to follow up Michael. Looks like Michael's going to be able to get maybe a 57, maybe a 58, but yeah, if I had to put money on it, it'd probably be a 58, but it's very possible he could get a 57. I think. I don't really know, to be completely honest. He gets his health under half. But if he managed to get under 200, which I don't think is possible on one cycle, there would be a different animation that Bowser would have to go through first. Oh yeah, Michael's totally able to get a 57 here, but Willie is the question. Is he going to get hit by any of the ice Bowser spitting out? And he's not. So there's time. And Michael wins the race. So now, let's see how Jovin's going to do here. Very possible for him to get a 59 here, but it's gonna be close, I suppose. But Michael with a 57.38, that's an incredible run. And considering that he lost like 10 to 15 seconds with the dancing couple in Area 2, he could have had even faster if it wasn't just for RNG purely. So, let's see if Jovin's going to be able to get down King Boo to a decent amount of health. 240. Definitely possible to get 2 cycles. Jovin, no need to flex your speedrun again. Alright, and let's see what will happen now. Will he be able to get it in 2 cycles, which, might I add, is something that is extremely difficult to do, which I haven't done, to be completely honest. And he does it, with a 59.22, just a little less than 2 minutes behind Michael.
$59.22.
Oh god, it's Michael. Oh,
Oh
oh
god,
no.
it's Yosher. Oh no.
That's not what I meant, I swear. I meant it as I wasn't.
You were. I just sneaked in and was like,
Oh,
59-22.
What do I say? Well, congrats first of all, I guess.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said when I raced HD a few weeks ago, is I don't deserve it. Do not deserve it. I don't understand what is going on with me in this game. Trying to tell me, hey, you should come back and play me again. So it's trying to be nice to me, but I don't know.
Might be the community trying to say that instead.
It could be a lot of things, but same thing as last time. I literally haven't touched this game except for the tournament matches.
That
Or
makes it even more
and one
impressive.
run every other week or something like that. Like, I guess it shows that I am one of the most consistent still, even though I don't play the game.
Apparently.
And it's mind-boggling, dude.
Especially since you're now 10 minutes faster than me still on this run.
Oh god. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there.
I need to get back into it as well. Well, 57-38, still an insane run because
my best run this tournament.
Hi.
And I assume that's
Hey, Jovin. How are you doing?
Congrats on your win, Michael. I'm doing okay.
That was a nice.
Jovin, why didn't you follow the script, Jovin? Script, man. It was laid out perfectly. What was supposed to happen, and you completely ignored it.
I thought I was supposed to lose, but
Ask me for confirmation, man.
That was a nice Van Gogh room you had in there, Joe.
You should have DM'd me the script.
I'm sorry, dude. I thought you had it. You told me before stream. All right, we're good to go. So I thought you had everything. Damn, dude.
Script,
by the way.
With a double cackle, I believe.
Nice.
Yes.
We both got Breakaboo at least. That's one good thing in our runs. Both got Breakaboo.
Yeah, you guys did pretty good with a lot of stuff. I didn't see CHD say, why didn't you crown theft in there?
I wanted to crown theft
something
at that
stupid.
point, honestly.
Well, you had to finish a run for the people.
I
Nanaboo?
just want to crown theft first.
A lot of people will get a reaction out of it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Grab the key while sucking up the boo. I got the boo down 0 HP and it started to go in my vacuum, and then it picked up the key. So I did that really stupid frame perfect thing where Luigi shows the key animation, the boo's right there spinning, trying to go into the vacuum.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
That was so stupid. I don't know why that even happened. I for sure thought the boo was gonna leave. And then I was like, okay, frame perfect trick, I guess. That's cool. And everyone in the stream was just dead silent, and like, I was like, really? No one's gonna react to that? Come on now.
Something I hadn't seen before is going into the first-person view during the animation after defeating Bogmar. That's something I hadn't seen before.
The Game
That what Jovin
Game
did?
Boy Horror.
Yeah, the Game Boy Horror. Yeah, he did that.
I think that happens when you just press X, the frame, you suck them up.
So you're saying it's another frame-perfect trick?
Let's go, frame perfect tricks, boys.
Yep. I don't know. I just
say-
made it
I am
up that it's
kind of,
frame perfect. I actually have no idea.
I am kind of sad Jovin didn't get Laundry Boo tech skip. You know,
that could
at that point I was like,
That was the saddest part of the run.
he would have won.
It was very close, too.
You would have saved a whole minute and a half.
Definitely.
Did you feel like any part of your run was actually like pretty good overall, or was it all just like, eh?
Let me see here. Breaker Boo was good, and Area 1 was good, and just about everything else was bad.
Yeah, Breaker Brew
Oh,
was something
damn.
I wasn't expecting at all. I guess I hadn't been watching too recently to know that you guys were gonna do.
Oh yeah,
They're
it would
pretty
have been
much
cool if
like
I
if you
didn't
have
mess up
56, it's
Boston Burn.
gamer route. Wait, you messed up Boston Burn? Oh no, Jovin.
Wow. Only I missed 2 of them with the suck.
The suck.
Yikes, dude. I almost golded rooftop split. Apparently, I don't know how. I literally tied the gold almost. It was like 0.01 off. Overall, though, my run, I don't understand why it was so good. Only if I had early release, I would have been PB pace at Clairvoya.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ridiculous for me. And Mulasses was disgusting. I don't want to talk about it.
Did you 2 cycle?
The only bad split was Mulasses.
Mm-hmm.
No, I lost Safari Boo, and then I almost 2-cycled. Pretty much like a bad 2-cycle, pace-wise. Jovin GG, man. Like I said, I don't deserve the win. I'm pretty sure you should get the win.
Yeah, you both did
Tournament
great.
won't allow me.
Sure.
You have to make it to finals in every single LM tournament. That's just the way it has to be.
Oh yeah, you guys want to inform me on what round this is? Because I have no idea where we are.
Semi-finals.
It's round
like a
5.
winner's bracket.
Oh wow, okay. I didn't think we were that far already. All right.
So we have one more match, which is gonna be Mini versus Switch.
Oh,
Whoever
boy.
wins that, and that will be the finals of the winner's bracket. Who's
We'll face Mini.
bracket to do? Most likely. Which might pop off. You never know. Or if you want, it could be Mini versus Jovin. Boink, boink. No? Okay.
Face.
Wow. Demolished, dude.
Flushed.
Well, I mean, you both did a great job. Better than I could do, that's for sure.
It's not. Yeah.
It's not saying too much, I guess.
Oh no. Like I said, I don't think I deserve the win, but depends, I guess. You know.
You don't
Good,
deserve
apparently.
anything.
Well, I mean, I haven't played this
Yeah.
game in forever. Only time I've been playing it is the matches. It's being nice to me. That's literally the only reason I kept winning.
Yeah, it doesn't have
I
do
expect
with
to lose
skill
by
or
like
anything
20
either.
minutes in the finals. It's gonna happen then, I know it. Your Switch is gonna end up with like a 57, I'm gonna get like a 125.
Yeah, just something terrible.
Sounds about right.
Happening. Forgets what area you're in and just like starts like doing 100% or something.
I'm low key, I'm probably gonna get like regular Boo 1 cycle, go all the way to Vanguard, do that, and then Crown Theft on King Boo, and then have to redo Vanguard because I didn't do Vanguard Boo. Just like 5 minutes. But at least. But yeah, any more questions, Mr. Yosher?
Yeah, I suppose not.
So it's not. Well, before we end this, let me go ahead and say this. Watch another race tomorrow at 1 p.m. will be Pharaoh versus Flout channel, but that'll be a cool match. And then August 1st at 5 p.m. we have a legendary rematch. That's it, right, folks? A rematch. Versus Mac S54, because the race was so close that it was within. And they wanted to rematch because of that.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that. I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Yeah, it was like really close. Like it had to be within like less than a quarter of a second.
Oh wow.
Really close at the end. Yeah, those are 2 matches that we have scheduled for right now, and then whenever Mini and Switch
Jovin.
decide to do their match, we'll move on to the finals of winners, and then we'll just be doing loser bracket. Not a loser bracket to go. But that's all I have to say. So,
All right. Well, I guess
else
thank
he wants to
everybody
say,
for.
and you.
Nothing else to
All right,
say.
Joe.
All right. Well, I guess
I can't think of anything.
Thank you everybody for watching this, and I guess be sure to tune in tomorrow, right?
Yep, tomorrow.
All right. Hope to see some of you guys there, even though I'm probably not going to be there.
I'll be at work, so that's fun.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be at work, even though that's a baseball game, but whatever.
It's a fun type of work.
Nah, I have to deal with kids.
That type of work.
Well, good luck to you guys in any future rounds.
All right, thank you, man. All right, well, have a good night.
Thanks.